couple years down the road, you wake up 7 a.m. You got to get to your job downtown. You got to be there at 9 o'clock.
Where at?
You work for a magazine. You while your time at the Velveeta Room, you met a lot of people, a lot of creatives in the industry, in Austin, you know, and you befriended a guy who had an in at a magazine, and they were looking for somebody to come in and generate ideas. You're gonna do a little bit of editing. You're gonna shoot a couple things. You're just gonna be a creative person that helps out, inject a little bit of juice into what they're doing.
The juice is loose.
That's what you say. You say that when you shake his hand, and he
Oh
says,
no.
if you would have said that before we shook hands, I would not have offered you this job. He says, but legally, you're hired.
Thanks,
But
man. Sorry.
he goes, I swear to God, if you say that to me again, you won't work another day in this town. He said, OJ Simpson killed my wife too.
Jesus. What?
Yeah. OJ Simpson murdered this guy's wife. And he
Just
can't like
never.
yeah, he can't like prove it all the way, but he knows beyond a shadow of a doubt it was OJ.
Wow. Okay. Sorry, man. Jeez.
Because
I wish I knew that.
his dad was a Buffalo Bills season ticket holder.
Yeah.
And his first memory in football is going to see the Bills in the driving snow and watching Orenthal James Simpson juke out the defenders for the Miami Dolphins, ran for over 100 yards, scored two touchdowns. He was his idol growing up. And years later, as luck would have it, OJ murdered his wife.
Jeez. Man, I wish I knew that.
So, you know, you didn't. And he goes home. He has a couple drinks, thinks about a lot of things.
Oh God.
Comes in a couple hours late the next morning. But a point being, either way, you're working at Unusual Hair Colors Weekly. So weekly magazine where they submit people with unusual hair colors and patterns to the internet and to print for people who just like to see the way, that the different colored hair looks on other people.
Okay.
So a lot of what your day is like going through submissions. This magazine, Pat, gets like 180 submissions a week. People with like a headshot and they've got like weird colored hair. And your job is to look at this and go, this person fits what we want to put out there. You know, that's your job. Your job is to sort through the pile of desperation that the mailman drops off every single day.
So
Dozens
I went
of
from the
Polaroids.
Velveeta room to this.
Yeah.
Such a strange.
Well,
I guess
they're
I deal
paying
with a
you a
lot
little
of
bit
desperate
more,
people. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. They're paying you more. You still have like you'll have nights to do comedy and stuff.
No, I just
And you
mean
get to you
it's an interesting jump. Like it's such a strange career move.
Yeah, it was unexpected. But you know
Yeah.
what? Some of the best things in life are surprises.
Sure.
So you've been working at Unusual Hair Weekly for a while now, right? You're juicing it up, right? You're writing a little column that goes out in your magazines.
What's the
You
column called?
It's called Ask the Pat. And
Holy shit.
there's a picture of your face and it's just people like writing in, asking questions, and you giving like legitimate life advice. It's just a thing people are, starting to like latch on to a little bit. You're getting a little bit of traction.
Oh wow.
But you're trying to figure out this July edition, right? Second week of July. You're getting ready to celebrate your birthday. It's almost July 4th. You're thinking about how you just want to get the fuck out of the office so you could start celebrating with your pals.
Sure.
have a barbecue, fireworks. You celebrate Pat and you celebrate America on the same day. That's how it's always been. So you're just kind of haphazardly flipping through these photos, waiting for something to catch your eye. And you pull one out and you see this uh, beautiful brown head of hair. Looks like pie crust they used an egg wash on. You left in the oven maybe 5 minutes too long.
Okay.
There are streaks of black swirling throughout it. And the hair kind of catches your eye. And then you look at the face and you are shaken to your very core. Because looking back at you is here.
What?
Looking back at you is someone who looks just like you, but with a golden brown head of hair, like a potato roll sitting on top of his head. He's got the same eyes you do, same facial features, pouty lips, rosy cheeks, make me weak.
Pouty lips.
You never really noticed it before, but you look at this picture and you see these pouty lips, and then you hold a mirror up to yourself and you say, "My God, I never noticed it before." These pouty lips are a revelation to you.
Oh God. What?
And you're just kind of holding this thing. And somebody comes in and they're like, holy shit. They go, ha, very funny, Pat. You snuck a picture of yourself in there. They're like, that's actually a pretty good idea. We should make that one of the submissions. Is you with hair.
No, this is a
And
thing.
they're like, there's no way. They're like, that you had to have had that made.
No, I'm as weirded out as you.
He goes, get the fuck out of here. He snatches the picture out of your hand. He holds it up against your face. He goes, this is you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he goes, you got to put it in. It's got to be part of the next episode, the next entry, the
So
next volume.
do the people do my readers so I guess they know what I look like then and they'll know
Yeah, there's
like
like a little picture
holy
of you
fuck,
asking
this is
Pat. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah,
you
I'd do it for sure.
you
Pouty
you
lips and
pull to
all.
the side, you see the name, the phone number, the information they give on an envelope. You reach out to him just out of curiosity. You're like, what the fuck is this guy's deal? You give him a call. He answers. He says, hello. What do you say?
Hey, hi. What did I get the guy's name in the
His
thing or no?
his name is uh Alfred Arthington.
Okay. I would go. I would go. Hi, this is Pat D, and I'm calling from uh
Usual Hair Weekly.
Unusual Hair Weekly. I would
And
say,
he goes, holy shit, no way.
yeah, yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
be in UHW.
You are my friend. You are.
He just fucking screams.
Oh my God.
You hear his mom in the background go, shut the fuck up. You know,
I
as
guess,
he
yeah,
stalls at home.
I would say to him, you know what? We're having a lot of fun here at the office with this because everyone I work with says that you look just like me, except you have hair.
He
What do you
just
think?
laughs. He's like, yeah, man. He goes, I get that a lot. All my friends, we all subscribe. He goes, everybody says that about me.
Oh, cool, man. Thanks for subscribing. Tell all your friends. Thank you.
He's
Um,
like, yeah. He goes, my boy Brody was in April, third week of April this year.
oh,
He's
cool.
he's the one that inspired me to try to get in.
Oh, okay. That rules, man. Um, yeah, I think we should get some more photos of you sent in because again, I feel like if you're if you're into this, if you're into like unusual hair weekly, then you're probably familiar with my stuff and you're like oh fuck, that's Pat except there. So maybe this could be a somewhat recurring thing where it's like ask the Pat, and then maybe as an April Fool's joke, we do ask the Pat with hair, and then like it's you and you answer.
He's like, man, that
I'm
would be
just
so
spitballing.
cool.
I don't know.
He's like, that would be so cool.
Should have
He goes,
thought about
you
this
know,
before I called
he
him.
goes, we should find a way to get a picture together so people I can prove to people that that's not me, and you can prove to people that I'm not you.
Oh wait, there's like mistaken identity with you?
Well, you know, he's like, well, everybody says like, oh, are you related to Pat? Are you like Pat's brother? Are you Pat's son?
Yeah,
You know, are you Pat's like cool, stylish son? You know, with like a great head of hair?
yeah.
And he's like, I like clearly like no, you know.
Okay.
He goes,
Yeah, we should get a picture together. You should come into the office or
he's
something.
like, he goes, that would be incredible. He goes, will you guys sign my latest volume?
Yeah, of course.
He's like, you have no idea what this means to me. He goes, when can I come by? And you schedule it for like later that afternoon, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of like hang out, right? You tell everybody like, yeah, this guy who looks like me is coming in here, and everybody loses their fucking mind. They're like, this is gonna be insane. Like, I can't believe how much you guys look alike. It's like uncanny, right?
Farthington.
Yeah, Barthington.
Yeah. Mr. Farthington.
Was it Albert?
I think I don't remember.
Albert Farthington.
Albert Farthington.
So you kind of like you get like a little you guys have like a little office there. You clear the desk, you know, you got a bottle of water. 4 o'clock on the dot. There's a knock at your door, your office door.
Yeah. I guess I answer
You
it.
uh you open it and you answer it, and you are stunned. He's the exact same height as you.
Wow.
He's the exact same build as you. He just has a beautiful, golden, thick mop of hair on top of his head. He wears glasses like you do. He even kind of stops and he goes, "Whoa." And you're like, "Yeah, no shit." Right?
Yeah, I didn't realize you were the same build as me. I thought it was just like a photo of the
No.
face.
It's
But yeah, fuck.
like that scene in was it Duck Soup when they're like doing the mirror thing, the Marx Brothers, you know?
Oh yeah,
It's
classic.
it's like that. Like you're like,
Yeah.
come in, and you step to your right, he steps to his left, and you guys kind of laugh,
I mean, that is
you
fucking
know.
okay.
You like take a step back, he does too. You're like, why are you stepping back? And he's like, I'm uncomfortable, you know. Like
Oh my
it's a
God.
whole it's a silly Marx Brothers thing.
Does anyone else in
He,
the office see this?
yeah, the receptionist, her name is Sandy. She's got her camera out. It's like
Oh
obviously
God.
it's like pretty clearly she's like acting like she's on her phone, but she's like pretty obviously like filming the two of you.
I'm not gonna live this down.
No. So you're like, okay, come in. So you sweep your hand and welcoming him into your space, Albert
Yeah.
Farthington. He comes in, you walk by Sandy, she's just beat red, she's laughing so hard, and you're like, shut the fuck up,
Yeah,
you know,
come on.
right? People are already messaging in the Slack. They're already like, hey, fucking Pat's baby brother's here, you know, and they're all, you know, making fun of you and stuff. Just laughing, right? They're all talking about it. The office is a buzz.
They're all making fun of me.
So you sit down with Albert, um, Albert Farthington. You sit down with him and you're like, so what's your deal?
Yeah.
And he tells you that he grew up um in like Southern Virginia.
That's
That
crazy.
yeah, he was like I was adopted when I was young. He was you know, I eventually moved up to the big city for work because I've been here for a while now, and you know, my friends and I just really like what you guys do.
Cool.
You watch the way he takes the cap off the bottle of his water, and it's the same fucking way you do it.
Yeah.
You watch how he rolls the cap around in his hands. It's the same thing you do. You watch how he scratches his fucking back. It's the same way you do it. That one was for the YouTube people.
Hell yeah.
So the longer you sit there with him, the more you think this guy is like carbon copy of me.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
It turns out you're the exact same age. You look at him and you say, "When's your birthday?" And he goes, "I bet, I bet it's before yours." And you, and he goes, "July 4th," and you go, "Holy shit."
uh oh man.
You go, "Me too." So he's like, all these coincidences start stacking up, right?
Yeah, these start to sound like not coincidences.
Yeah.
That many coincidences?
Yeah, it's a
Not
lot.
good.
So you kind of like you end up hanging out with him for like a couple of hours, and he's actually really cool. He's a very funny, he's a nice guy. You get along with him really well. He's got a great sense of humor. He loves comic books. He loves Lovecraft. His favorite pizza is pepperoni and green pepper. You know, because you order one. That's how long you sit there and talk. You're kind of sitting there and you go, "Man, I'm getting a little hungry." And he's like, "Me
Yeah.
too." And he was like, "What should we get?" And he goes, "Pizza." And you go, "What kind?" And then you both say pepperoni and green pepper at the same time.
It's the best one. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
my favorite. Fuck yeah.
you get it. You
This is
guys,
weird, man.
you sit there and you have this conversation. And again, you learn about his life. Like he spent a lot of time in like Southern Virginia. They're a different group of people down there, you know?
Yeah, the
He
Northern Virginia, sure.
for sure. And so it's a kind of like a story of like this guy who grew up with maybe like a little less than what you had and
Yeah.
eventually like found his way to like the same place you're at.
Wow.
Um and again, he's like very nice, he's very cool, like fun to hang out with. You really enjoy talking with him.
What does he do for a living?
He works in he works in advertising. He like designs like marketing campaigns and stuff.
Okay.
So you're like eventually you're like we have to like talk about this. Like
Weird.
who are your who's your family? And he was like, I was adopted when I was a kid. He goes, I have an adopted family. I've never met anybody from my real family.
You don't know who you don't know they didn't give you any information. Can you contact
No,
them or
no.
oh.
He goes, I've never found out. I was surrendered to the state when I was a baby,
Hmm.
and they don't know who my parents are.
Wow. Okay.
So you go like, I don't mean to be rude, but you and I bear a striking resemblance to one another. We're from the same part of the country. We have a lot of like similar works and
We look
interests. Like
exactly the same.
we look exactly the same. And he was like, Pat, I my hair is so much better than your hair.
Well, yeah.
You know, you say that, he laughs.
We need to take like a DNA test or something.
Yeah,
I think you're my twin brother.
yeah. And he's like, this is pretty fucked up. He goes, I think we should handle this between us before we tell anybody anything.
Okay.
So you guys go, you get a DNA test, right? You wait for the results to come in, right? You wait for the results to come in your DNA test and they get delivered to your email. You call Albert and you're like, hey, I don't want to open this message without you here. Like we need to find out at the same time. So
Yeah.
you guys agree to meet. You go to a Starbucks, you order your drinks, you sit down and you open it, and it's a 100% match.
What do you mean?
It's a you guys are twin brothers.
Wow. Okay, I call my mom immediately.
Well, you go to pull your phone out, and Albert is like, I got a better idea. He's like, how about I reunite with my long lost family. He goes, let's go meet mom and dad.
Okay.
He goes, let's surprise them.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I think I should probably call them and let them know.
So you call them, right? You you call and your mom answers and she's like, "Hey, Patrick." She goes, "How are you doing?"
Man, there's a lot going on right now, man.
She's like, "You're telling me." She goes, "Somebody, look, somebody broke in and somebody stole our television. They broke in through the front window.
Oh
Somebody
yeah?
broke in and ripped our TV off the wall last night. Your dad is losing it." And you hear your dad in the background, like very pissed off, very angry, right?
Yeah, it's pretty yeah, that's pretty bizarre.
She's like, I have to like calm him down. He's like on the phone with the police, like yelling right now. She goes, "Can I call you back later?" And she goes, "Pat, I don't have a choice." She goes, "I'll call you
Okay,
back later." She
goodbye.
hangs up. So you hang up. Albert looks across from you. You see he's on his phone. He goes, "Hey, can you leave tomorrow?"
Yeah.
He orders, he clicks a button. He's booked 2 tickets to fly
Oh,
back home.
fuck yeah.
He was like, "I can't thank you enough." Like he gets ready to leave. He stands up. He goes, "I can't thank you enough." He goes, "This is a part of my life that I've always felt a lot of shame around. And
Wow.
this is something that I've always wondered. You know how many nights I've looked up at the stars wondering who my family was,
Jeez.
knowing that they were out there at the same time? You know how many nights I cried myself to sleep, feeling alone in this world, like I had nobody?" And he goes, "You've given me that back, Pat." He goes,
Jeez.
I can't ever thank you enough." He leans in, you guys hug, you fit perfectly around one another.
We just gotta slide into place.
Yeah.
Man.
You ever heard of like that, what's it, like precision engineering?
Hmm.
Where it's like two things that are there's such a small gap in between them when pressed together it is imperceptible,
Yes.
and then they pull it apart and it's like two different, that's how like close you guys are. It's like almost like a seal forms, and that's how like perfectly the two of you fit
That is
against one another.
uh this whole thing is so fucked.
If you weren't wearing shirts, your belly buttons would suction together. That's how close and tight you guys
Oh my
are.
gosh.
You share
Oh,
this very close tight hug with Albert Barthington. The next morning, you meet at Austin Bergstrom Airport. You get through the TSA. He's already waiting on the other side. He's got a coffee in his hand. He goes, "Here you go. I got here a little early." Gives you your coffee.
thank you.
So he's like, "I'm very nervous." He goes, "And I just want you to talk to me like our family like?" So you spend the next couple of hours like talking about your entire family, as many people as you could possibly think of, right? You talk about your whole family, brother, sister, your mom and dad, like everybody, you know, nieces, nephews, like the whole clan.
Yeah.
And you guys just kind of like share. It's a very deep conversation. The whole flight, it passes in a blink, right? So you go home, the Hamlet, Burnham Wood Drive.
Hell yeah.
You take an Uber there, right? From the
Yeah.
airport. Your Uber driver's name is El Randy, and
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's like like a little community road, but he turns in from all the way on the outside lane, right? He takes a real wide turn, bottoms out his car, bangs his hand on the fucking dash, shakes
Randy.
it out as you guys just kind of laugh and get out of the car. You hear his muffler scrape as he backs out,
Oh man.
and he drives away. About 7 seconds later, you hear just the crash of twisted metal, glass
Andy,
shattering the street, and faraway scream that haunts you for years.
why did he pull in like that?
So you guys like walk
Why'd you
up,
do it,
right?
Randy?
Uh Albert stands like on the side of the house, right? He's like you're gonna like surprise,
Oh
and
jeez, this is
you guys are like getting ready to go in.
a horrible
And Albert's
idea.
like, I have a great idea.
Yeah.
And he pulls out like some scissors and he cuts his hair off, shaves his head.
Whoa.
He fashions the hair into like a hair piece, and then he puts it on your head.
Whoa.
And he goes, let's pull the old switcheroo. This is our only opportunity to do this. So he kind of like stands you by the side of the house and he goes up to the door and he knocks on it. Your mom opens it. She goes, Patrick. And she gives him a big hug. Your dad goes, hey, hey, sport,
It's creepy.
you know? And
Sport.
you hear Albert go, yes, I heard about the TV. And he's like, I don't even want to talk about it. And so he's kind of you hear him like through the open doorway and he goes, hey, actually, there's something I want to show you guys. And you hear him go, come on in.
Yeah.
And you look through the window and you adjust that hairpiece so it looks just like it did
Yeah.
atop Albert's head. You walk around the side of the house that you've walked around 100 times before.
Yeah.
You go through the front yard. You remember wrestling with your brother on a fall day. Your parents warning you not to get too aggressive,
Yeah.
playing in leaves, splashing in puddles. You think this is like a very this is this is home,
Tire swings.
tire swings. The ruts in the ground from when your feet dug in when you were trying to get levers you could swing higher. See where the bark is flaked off from the trunk and it lies on the ground there just waiting to decompose.
Whoa.
You hear your feet on the familiar concrete as you walk towards the front door. You walk inside and you hear Albert say, so this is my twin. And before he can get the word twin out, your dad just yells and he pulls out a pistol and he shoots you in the chest.
Oh,
He goes,
what?
he goes, this is the son of a bitch that stole my TV. Right? You fall to the ground,
Albert!
your hairpiece falls out. Albert just stares at you with wide eyes. Your hair and your mom just screams, right? And
Holy
like
shit.
you, they call
No.
911. You bleed out there in the foyer of your childhood home, right? Your blood never comes out of the grout all the way. It's there forever. It turns out that your dad had another child there in McLean, and he was not a good dude. And he stole the TV. It just happened to be your dad's, and he looked just like Albert, who was also his son. And so all this stuff comes out, and your family, oh man, they all hate each other forever. It
So
just totally fractures everything.
he has like multiple kids out of wedlock?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
Two of them look like each other, and then there was you, and one of those kids just happened to break in and steal his
And it wasn't
TV,
even
and his
Al
dad recognized
it
him.
wasn't even Albert.
No, it was a
I
third
thought he
one.
set me up.
No, like Albert had no idea. He was completely innocent. He was a great guy, like I said. The
Oh
third one,
fuck.
however, was not a good dude.
It doesn't sound like it.
The third one's name was Philip Strum with two
Philip
M's.
Strum.
Yeah,
Oh, dad.
yeah. He was kind of a junkie, hooked on
Yeah,
whatever he could get his hands on, grew up in a fatherless home,
man.
never recovered. And after the shooting, it all comes out. It all comes out, and nothing is the same. Your blood never comes out of that fucking grout.
Does Albert live the rest of his life as me, or does he like?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. He kind of like steps in. His family obviously doesn't take it well. He's kind of like, look, I can fill this pat-shaped void, and they kind of take him in and they quickly forget about you. But other than your blood, which never gets out of that fucking grout,
Yeah, I heard you.
never.